Okay, so this is I'm gonna have to holler at you, my YouTubers and also YouTube watchers and Warhammer enthusiasts. Very recently, Sustainable Center decided that he did not want to play Warhammer anymore because the rules are changing to the point where it's not the same game he's used to play. He wants to play. Now, this is not a rational reaction to this. This is what we're going to have to do as consumers. You're going to have to vote with your wallet. And I know it's tough because the thing about Warhammer players, 40K players, they like buying things. And for Games Workshop, it's almost like they're selling coke and crack to us. No matter what they do, it's like no matter what the drug dealer does to us, we still keep coming back, giving them more money. You can pee in your cornflakes, and you still want that crack, that model crack. Let's stop thinking like crackheads. Stop acting like crackheads. Okay? This is what you do. You already have, most people already have 2 to 3 armies by now. And they have all these rule books from 2 and 3 editions back. What you do is you stay and you play 8th edition. You keep playing your game. It's your game. You bought the models. You put in hours upon hours of paint work, hours upon hours of modeling time. To give it up because they changed the rules is foolish. You've invested way too much of your life, time you can't get back, to give up. So this is my proposal. Keep playing your games, keep having your comp tournaments and things of that nature, right? If somebody new wants to play the game, you give them a PDF copy of the rules, and you give them a PDF copy of whatever army they want to play with, and then you point them towards eBay, because there are tons of armies on sale on eBay right now. People have taken the irrational reaction and taken it to its extreme level and are selling their armies for dirt cheap. So new players, people just getting started, go on eBay, buy yourself an army, see if you have a friend that has a book an army book that you need, and copy it from them. Or go to your friendly gaming store and you buy the book from them. They're not gonna take these brick and mortar stores are not going to take those things off the shelf. They need to make money off of that too, because they actually bought those, and they're selling to you on a markup. So they're going to want to sell them and get their money back. They're going to want to recoup their money so go to these stores, buy up these rule books, okay, and that way you have every rule book. And then when a new player comes, you give him a PDF copy of that rule book. And you point him to eBay, and you show him what army that he wants to buy, and have him buy it. And then that's a new person playing the game. We don't have to rely on Games Workshop's ADD syndrome with these games any longer. You bought the game. You bought the models. They're yours. They're yours until the day you die. Those rule books that you have are yours to the day you die. Nothing Games Workshop can erase those rule books. They can't come to your house and take them out of your house. You know, this is not Nazi Germany back in the 40s. Okay, those rule books are yours. You can use them right now. If I wanted to use my 7th edition Chaos Warrior rule book, I could. There's nothing Games Workshop can do about it. If I want to use old model or Hell Cannon with no base, I can if I want to. I don't need them. And here's the crazy part. There are other modeling companies out there that make in some instances better looking models. Like if you wanted to start Undead, go to Manic Games. Don't give Games Workshop your money anymore. Don't buy from Games Workshop. Stop it. Stay off their website. I don't care how good those models look, because they're making money off of this and they're laughing their butts off. Because it made no sense that they sold bloodthirsters on square bases to get everybody hyped up, and then 2 to 3 months later, or what, 5 months later, 4 months later, they kill the game. So you can't even use that bloodthirster anyway. And then they give you this crap saying, oh, you can use them as legacy gear, legacy items. No, I want to play the game I wanted to play. If I wanted to play Warmer Hordes, because that's what they're going to. They're going to a steampunk type thing because they want to battle with Warmer Hordes for what do you call it, skirmish supremacy. So they're going to try to bring the fantasy people in to help them win against Warmer Hordes. If I wanted to play Warmer Hordes, I would have played Warmer Hordes. The reason why they have a fantasy public is a fantasy fan base is because people like fantasy. They like the rule set. And it's not the game's problem that they didn't sell the game. It's their problem. They didn't advertise because, believe it or not, the reason why 40K is doing so well is because the old players still play and they bring in new players. That's the reason why. And the old players spend ridiculous amounts of money. They don't question Games Workshop at all about pricing or anything like that. That's the reason why 40K sells. It's not new people coming into the game. It's old people that still want their fix that are actually driving their sales. New people coming into the game, there's not that many new people coming into 40K like that. And if they are coming into 40K like that, they're not buying on the level in which would actually make a difference for sales. It's the old people. It's the old guard that are still there buying Terminators when they don't even need Terminators. They got a whole, they already have 25 Terminators already. They got an army. Some people have armies of Terminators, but they keep buying more Terminators. It makes no sense. So that's the reason why 40K is selling. It's because of the foolishness of the base that keeps buying it, and the silliness of the company that doesn't advertise for the other games that they have. The only thing they advertise for is 40K. They got the video games. They got all this other stuff. Dawn of War. All this other stuff. That's advertisement. If you did the same thing you did for 40K, you did for fantasy would be just as popular. It might even be more popular because the game system actually runs smoother than 40K. And it has a level of complexity that adults like to play at. Okay, that kind of level of complexity, and it's a never-ending learning curve for fantasy. That's the reason people like the game. They like the game the way it is. They were hoping for a tweak to 8th edition to fix things like Steadfast, but instead you took a hammer to the entire gaming system so that you can try to find a way to combat Warmer Hordes. You're not getting those sales from Warmer Hordes. I'm sorry. Warmer Hordes is established now. You could have done that. You could have done that years ago. And the thing is, you don't have to kill fantasy in order to go up against your rival Warmer Hordes. You could have a steampunk game and still have fantasy. You could have 3 game systems. 3 is better than 2, and it sure as hell is better than 1, because that's what you're going to get is 1, because no one having square bases are going to switch over to a round-based game, a game that they probably left, because basically what you're doing is you're going from fantasy to 20K. The reason why I play fantasy is because I don't like 40K. Why would I go back to 40K? That ain't gonna happen. I'm probably going to go to Manic Games. I'll probably go to Avatars of War, because they still run on square bases and do a ranked up rank and file. And I got all these square based dudes. Screw you, Games Workshop. You're not getting any more of my money. You're not getting any more of my money. You're not getting any more of my time. I'm not even going to go on your website. If this book comes out, these new rules come out, and they don't keep the system, the general skeleton, the general feel of the game system that it is fantasy right now, they can kiss my butt. They're not getting any of my money. So people, don't run away. Don't sell your armies. Don't do the childish thing and, I'm taking my toys, I'm going home. Don't do that mess. Don't do that. Don't spend your money with them. Don't give them your money anymore. Don't give them your time. Okay? They already didn't like the fact that American players and people abroad were playing tournaments, and they were not supporting tournaments anymore on either game. And since they're not supporting tournaments, they have no jurisdiction on how people play the game at all. They don't come out and they don't support the game. So they have no jurisdiction on how anyone plays the game and who plays it. So yeah, don't give them your money. In fact, you take your books and you copy and you give them somebody else to copy for free. That is all.